Hi, I'm your pal Greg Phillinganes, and welcome to Let's Make a Record. This is my dear friend Anthony Marinelli, famed record producer and retriever of all sounds. Anything you've ever wanted, he can get. No matter what it sounds like, even if it sounds like a frog, he can get it because he's Anthony Marinelli. So now, the thing of it is, many of you have probably never even seen the inside of a studio. Well, here it is. It's full of stuff, cables. Look at this. We have cables, we have boxes with fans in them. We have, keyboards galore. No, this was not stolen from Guitar Center. He actually owns this stuff. Am I right?
I do. I've had them since the 70s.
Since the 70s. And he's only 23. You see, this is how this works. It's amazing that you can have this collection of fine instruments. What shall we do today?
Well, I was thinking of doing a one-of-a-kind video on YouTube, maybe? Like recreate Michael Jackson's iconic hit song, Thriller.
Oh, okay. No pressure there.
With the original instruments.
With the original instruments.
And the original sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And the original keyboard player, the most heard keyboard player in the world, my friend, Maestro, Greg Phillinganes.
Wow. That would be me. Okay. Well, what do you say we get started?
I would be extremely honored to do that. Extremely honored to do that.
Well, okay. Let's take a whack at it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Muscle memory. So you will notice that I attempted to play the same part all the way through. There's none of this cutting and pasting stuff like with it. This was the 80s. We didn't have that. We had to just accurately play the part all the way through. As monotonous as it seemed to be, it wasn't really, because it gave you a chance to really get into the groove of it, and establish, a center. That was the basis, was the foundation of the whole groove, if that made any sense.
Because it lives when you play it.
Exactly.
Quick interruption. Most respect to Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, Rod Temperton, and Bruce Swedien. Being in the room with all of them was a gift I'll never forget, and they're all gone way too soon. Thanks to my pal Greg Phillinganes for bringing amazing musicianship and his giant heart every time we collaborate. Special shout out to my engineer Ben Rackless for brilliantly recording and mixing this new version of Thriller. And keep an eye out for more in-depth Thriller videos with Greg and me. They're coming very soon. If you want to know how to program synths the way I do, then check out my course, Think Like a Synth, on anthonymarinellimusic.com. You'll learn the exact method I've used on hit records and films, including Thriller. And if you want more big videos like this, please consider getting the course, and for sure take a few seconds to click like and subscribe. Your support makes a huge difference for us. And now back to the video. How does that feel to revisit a song like Thriller, to go back and play the sound, kind of the same sounds that you played back then, and then recreate it? Does it make you think anything differently about the song, the arrangement, Rod's contribution, your contribution?
No, because I have the exact same feelings every time I hear the song. All the memories come flooding back. So, it's wonderful to physically recreate it, in a single session. But I have the same memories every time I hear it. I think of, things like the bass part and the licks I played. And how they were strategically placed, and the Rhodes and the theremin, the specialty parts,
Sure,
the pipe organ, all those things. So that's every time I hear it.
What about the arrangement of the pads?
It was nice to get into the layering of that a bit more, because you realize all those subtle parts that add up to one big.
Right. It impressed me when they don't play.
Yeah,
they easily could have played through the whole thing. Just stripe them through.
But again, that provides the space. That provides the breathability.
Yeah. It definitely impressed me, because it's truly like a synth orchestration, worthy of putting on score paper and then seeing kind of what's going on. And it's working kind of like the basics: flutes are woodwinds, strings, brass. The Prophet's like a brass sound, and the Jupiter 8 pad is like a string sound, and then they're in stereo, so it's like having strings and brass, and that was Billie Jean too on the CS80. It was like a strings and brass kind of a sound. So it was interesting to me how it was coming from traditional orchestration way of thinking, but converting it to synthesizers. And I don't know if that really gets too much better than that, because now, sometimes it's like too much kitchen sink, but sticking with that, and then you still want to take it somewhere, and I think your playing took it somewhere, because you added those little nuances in just the right places, so it took it a little bit beyond classical orchestration on synths. That's how it strikes me. And then you have a song with Michael Jackson, and then the beautiful nuances of Jerry Hayes arranging, gives you percussive punctuation. But basically the track is what you played. A little bit of David Williams.
Oh, a lot of David Williams. A lot of David. There were multiple guitar tracks, and they absolutely added to the overall cinematic quality.
Yeah, well, he provides a kind of a consistency too, I think.
Oh yeah.
It allows this stuff to hang on it and come in and out. And then that's that and the bass, I think, for me, just really give it that consistency and the rhythm. Great to hear you.
Anthony.
Great to hear you play.
Thank you, my friend.
Yes.
Good job. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Great job for you too.
Okay, well, this has been another installment, actually the first installment of How to make a record.
First
Greg?
installment.
First, pretty good, right? Okay. Greg Phillinganes, Tony Marinelli. Out.